told you that, threw you off.
Right.
When he left, was you kind of pondering like, I gotta go prove this dude? Like, I gotta go prove to him that I'm obviously nowhere near what he's thinking? Or do you think he's playing a mind game, because he obviously knew?
I didn't think he was playing a mind game because in reality, as it moved forward, he had never seen a guard like me. Like, you know, the irony of me going to Arizona is Coach told me that, and by the time I left, I changed that man's program. It went from big man to point guard you.
Point guard you.
So let's get this gonna take a full circle. We're gonna talk about when we talk about the recruiting. So I'm gonna ask you this, Damon. Were you McDonald's All-American?
Nope. Matter of fact, I was the 64th ranked player in the country when I came out of high school.
You remember that, huh?
I remember it. Matter of fact, it was so crazy.
Yeah.
Because back then Bob Givens was the guy. He was the guru, right? And so he used to come out no different than these guys today. He'd come out with a beginning of the summer, and then he would come out with a midsummer before he came out with the final rankings. And so I had been balling. I went to Nike camp, and then like I tell people too, it was a real camp. Nike camp back then, it was the best 120 players regardless of class. Regardless of class. So it was just the creme of the creme. And so I had ball, man. I was playing my butt off, and man, I had moved up in the top 30. I had an even better summer.
Yeah.
But I moved back 30 spots. I was like, man, this politics, man. I ain't listening to none of this stuff. But you know, truth be told, man, it motivated me so much, man. Like I be laughing now. I be looking at these dudes wanting these rankings. I be like, man, and I ain't ashamed to say it, man. When I was like Travis Best, check. I was like Corey Alexander, check. Rick Brunson, check. These are dudes they all had ranked ahead of me. I'm like, man, these dudes ain't better than me. Come on, man. Come on, man. They not better than me.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. I knew it, and as it went forward, man, they knew it.
Yeah.
But then, more importantly, on June 26, 1995, the world knew it. Wanna know why? I went 7. Travis Best went like 21. Corey Alexander went like 29. Rick Brunson didn't get drafted. Like, trust me, when I see these Frank Burlesons and I be seeing all these dudes now, Clark Francis and all them dudes, I be like, y'all ain't always right.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, but it's really all in fairness to them. I really just be messing with them, but as a kid, it did put a chip on my shoulder because I'm like any other kid. I'm like, man, I'm going into the store. I do like everybody else, man. I used to run to the store to get Street Smith like every other kid in the country did. You ran to the store to get Street Smith to see your name in the magazine.
What? Yes.
And then they used to have 5 All-American teams. And I was like, hold up, man. Y'all mean to tell me I ain't one of the top 30 players in the country? Come on, man. I just seen all these dudes, man. These dudes ain't better than me.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Come on now. They not better than me. They not better than me. As a matter of fact, yo, I'm going to throw this jewel at everybody. And this is crazy. So, Bob Givens used to have this little 1-800 line, man. This is how they used to get cats, man. Bob Givens used to have a little 1-800 line, right? So, he said my name on the 1-800 line. Man, I called the 1-800 line like 12 times, man. My mama got the bill. She cuts me out, man.
About $70.
Oh.
I want to hear your name.
Oh. I just want to hear my name. That's all I did.
Bob Givens said my name.
Bob Givens said my name.
He know who I am.
That's crazy.
So what do you think now, as far as, like I said, what you went through in regards to the rankings and everything else, the politics, what you thought at the time, as opposed to how kids look and view rankings today? What do you have any thoughts on that? Because, like we said earlier, I'm like, I don't. Everybody can see that one.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving you credit for that.
Yeah.
Tell me the ones that nobody else had up there and you had it right. Because not a lot of dudes do that. It almost seems like they look at each other's list and kind of
move around, change it.
I think probably when I look at it, you know, it's crazy because when I first got into college, obviously I started in Memphis and I was in Arizona, so we had some big time recruiting classes, so it's a little bit different compared to where I'm at now. So like I'm in those back gyms trying to find guys underneath rocks, and then you know I'm watching guys in the summer. I'm watching dudes in the summertime hoping they don't play good. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Oh, yeah.
Jewel.
So when I look at it now, sometimes I don't question what these dudes do because this is the world we're in today, and the platform is so live. Like, you know, really and truly, you know, if you want to start a scouting service, man, all you got to do is be able to get some cash to buy it, and it's a scouting service. That means what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. That's it.
But I guess what we need to constitute within what they doing is what's the criteria for everything, you know. And when I say the criteria, like you can't discredit the unknown for busting the number 10 player's ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't discredit that.
Right.
So after a while, like, was that, you know, if the unknown is playing well, okay, does he move up a little bit? How does that work?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when do he get his props to move up? That's my point.
Or make the list.
And we always talk about the dude at the top to go down. Like, I can, like, you know, the amazing thing to me is I seen a kid play this summer, okay, and I'm gonna protect his identity.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many tournaments that you don't. He started as a top 10 player in the country in the class of 2018. I thought he was the most disappointing top 10 player I've seen since I've been a college coach. I don't even know how he was ranked in the top 10 in the first place. Now, he ain't there no more. But I was saying to myself, like, dude's motor was low.
Ooh.
Team never won. You know? And it was just, I don't know, man. I just, you know, it's just at the end of the day, and I wish that we can do a better job of comparing and contrasting the current and the past.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I think sometimes when we throw these analogies around about dudes and who they are, I think that we got to take it for what it's worth, because I don't really be feeling like these dudes be that dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't say that. You should say that's who he is at the same age.
Right.
You know,
No doubt.
not that's what dude gonna be. Like, you can't say that. Like, you can't say that about.
I think
That's
it's
why somebody on Mr. Mark.
yeah, well, like you mentioned, the society is set up now where people are ranking kids in the 3rd grade,
That's my point.
in the 4th grade.
Man, you can't rank nobody. You
In
can't
5th
rank.
grade.
You can't rank dudes, man. That's, you know, real talk,
Let me just
man.
play ball.
Real talk, man. I'm about to blow this dude up, man. Real talk, fellas. We talking real, you know. And you know what? I'm gonna find this email because, man, it's a dude out here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my sons always be bugging me. My youngest son be bugging me, man.
How old is
He
he?
want to go to camp.
How old is he?
He in 9th grade now.
Okay.
He in 9th grade now. He's in 8th grade. So, you know, you be getting all these dudes, right? You be getting all these dudes running these camps, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, my man sent this little brochure. They sent the brochure on the email. You know what? Listen, I gotta get the name, and you gotta say it online. So anyway, make a long story short, like, it's the camp. It's the camp where they be talking about they gonna send the film and all that old stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm telling you, you know what I'm talking about, Mom. You probably ain't got the same joint. They be throwing camps in like Indiana. They be throwing camps in Atlanta. All these little different places.
Everywhere.
So anyway, man, I sent the little $260 check in. My son couldn't go. Dog, he ain't gave me my money back yet. I want my money. Like, he just don't know. When I see him, I got some words for him.
Right.
And so what happened is they put you on this group chat, right? So it's like 60 or 70 parents, because it's just a mass email, and they be emailing like, well, did you get the footage of the stuff yet? And then the parents started replying, nope. And then I went on there one time like, man, y'all not getting it. You never even sent my refund.
Yeah.
Like it's a scam. Like all this is a scam.
Yeah.
Like it's a scam. Like these dudes, like some of these dudes is qualified and some of these dudes ain't.
Man, is that what basketball has turned into?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely. When you are ranking a third grader, like you said, in comparison to what? A fourth grader, a fifth grader? Like, I understand once you start getting to 8th and 9th grade. Really 9th grade. Anything before that is uncivilized. It's a waste. It's a scam.
So much.
Everything changes so much. Your mentality changes. Everything is changing. So to see people ranking 5th graders and 6th graders, it's like, what we doing that for? Let the kid enjoy playing ball. That's it. Let them just hoop.
You know what's crazy? Like the best thing, like when I moved to Houston, like it was probably at a time where Houston was just, it was starting to blossom.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was fortunate enough to see a lot of these kids, man, grow up. And what I would say is that for around here, the group of guys that I'm about to talk about, man, it was amazing to see their growth. And some of them got here by unfortunate circumstances, but it happened, but that the crew of the just the names of these guys, the crew of the Harrison twins, De'Aaron Fox, Justice Winslow, Kelly Oubre, Jay Lucas, and I'm gonna throw names out there that now they might not have made it, but I'm just throwing names out there because they was in the gym. Isaiah, Rusher, JoJo. It was just so many dudes, man. It was so many. Justin Jackson. Like, listen to the names that I'm throwing out, man. Like, to be able to go in the gym and see these dudes as pups, man, and see them grow and mature and, make it and get to where they at now. That was like love for me, because I remember being in the gym with them, and when I see them now, it's like, it's still all love. I remember, fast forwarding, going back 3 years ago, I remember when Kelly wasn't playing a lick at Kansas. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
He wasn't playing a lick. Big Kelly was, he was on one.
Yeah.
Look, man, it's gonna be all right, dog. Man, you gonna be straight. Like, you gotta see it through, and you'll be laughing about this in a month. Your son better than dude. Everybody know it, but dude got a light of fire in him. This is what he doing. Don't trip. It ain't gonna have no effect on what you're doing and no bearing on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, don't trip on the small stuff. It's still gonna work out. A month later, he was laughing about it.
That's
you know
real.
what I'm saying? But he hit me, and it's like, man, you helped me through that little tough time with them little words, and you didn't even know it.
Right.
No doubt.
And it was just two little conversations. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Kelly too, and I told him the same thing. But it's like, I mean, I just remember going in the gym, man, with all them dudes, man. Like, that was the beautiful thing about the gym. It was kids, it was college players, it was pros, whoever you want, man. I seen them all in the gym, man.
All in the same gym, mostly.
All in the gym, man. DeAndre Jordan, he was in the gym, dunking on everybody, doing the same thing he doing now.
No doubt.
Doing the same thing he doing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see all them dudes, man. You see all them dudes, man.
It probably put you in the mind frame of when you was in high school, looking up to older guys.
It did. It put it. When I was younger, it was different. But when I got to college, it was the best experience I had, because the difference too that these college kids didn't have, and that's why I liked being down here in Houston, is that when I was in college, I played against pros all the time. Like, I worked out Tim Hardaway, I worked out Gary Payton. I worked out with Kevin Johnson a couple times. Like, I was able to work out with some dudes, and I would always get with Terrell. So I was working out with dudes, so I was been able to match my game up against them then. And so for me, like knowing where I was at was important.
Mm-hmm.
Like back when I was coming out, man, I wanted to be a dude when I got to the league. I just wasn't trying to get to the league.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference.
That'd be great.
Yeah, today dudes are just trying to get to the league.
That's
And it's
For the lifestyle.
and you know what, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I just told somebody the other day, man, you know, I used to think like when I got to the league, I used to be like, dang, man, it's like, you know, it's if you in the league, like it's easy to get caught up. It's easy to get caught up. So, you know, I remember.
What you mean by that?
I mean, get caught up in
the lifestyle.
The lifestyle, you know, you get caught up, man.
Money and all
it's
that.
a fantasy world.
Yeah.
It's not real. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess all I'm saying is that, man, I look at it today, and they getting way more money than we was getting. We was getting money, but they getting way more money. Like to me, like man, like the, getting caught up today, man, is at an all-time high. As a matter of fact, let me not use that word. What they calling that word? Finesse. Cats getting finesse now, you know what I
Hey, got too many platforms to find out where they at.
That's what I'm
Social
saying,
media
man.
and
It's
everything
just,
else, man.
I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you know, it's just, man, I'm looking at dudes, man. I'm like, look, let me tell you something, young fella. You're going to be an old fella one day.
Yeah.
And when you 35, 36, I always tell people like this. They be like, man, what's the best thing about you, man? I ain't had to change my lifestyle, man. I still live the same way.
Man, I'm going to talk Mr. Frugal himself. Damon tighten them off.
Tight day.
Damon tighten.
It is what it is.
Wait, but I ain't going to just call it tight.
You gotta give me a story, Lo.
No, you know what? I'm just saying, but I let him talk about the Ford Taurus he used to drive.
It is what it is.
Man,
He's like, he in the league. Got a Ford driving a Ford Taurus.
Man, I had a Taurus. I had a little
Yeah.
Taurus. That was my little get around car. That was my little mob car, you know.
Yeah.
Incognito, man.
What color
so
was it?
nobody. It was red. It was red.
Yeah.
You know, just so you know. I guess you know. At the end of the day, man, I had my toys. I had things that I liked, and I had.
But that's smart though.
But you know, for me,
That's smart.
I guess at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying is that, man, you know, you have a window of opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at some point you got to get it, because if you don't get it, man, it's gonna be over. Like this, and I said it earlier. Somebody told me this. Somebody told me this an old head when I got in the league. You got 7 years to make it, and you got 7 years to spend it. So the reality of it is you're going to live more life than you are in the NBA. And who are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is about to be my 9th year out of the NBA as a player. Like, man, I'm not in that game no more. I don't go out no more, man. I don't do all that stuff. Like, and that's the young fellas game now. That's their thing now. I can't do that thing no more. I can't run around no more. Can't keep up with them. But more importantly, I don't want to keep up with them. If I'm doing that, I'm lost.
No doubt.
I'm lost. You know, I got goals. I got aspirations still. I mean, who knows? I might be a head coach in the NBA one day. I don't want to be at the spot with
your players.
With my players.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, man. I was always told there's etiquette to the game. It's just etiquette to the game. And when I got into coaching, Johnny Davis set me down, man. He set me down. I never forget it. He set me down. Literally, I was 5-6 months removed, and Marlon them. I think when I got that job with Memphis, probably January. So I'm like 5-6 months removed from really my last game as a player. Man, he set me down, and he was like, "Man, what you trying to do?" I said, "Man, what you talking about?" He like,
Yeah.
"Man, you trying to play or you trying to coach?" And I was just kind of like, He was like, "Look, man, if you trying to coach," he was like, "Man, all that going out, hanging out with the players, no, man, that's dead. You ain't on that side no more. You're not on that side, man. But if you want to get up in here, you want to put your head down and you want to grind and you want to figure some of this out, then you let me know." And so that's that moment right then is when I made the decision. I said, "Man, I'm trying to grind this out, man. I'm done with that, man. I don't even, my heart ain't in playing no more. I'm good." He was like, "All right, close my door." You know what he did, man? we started diagramming plays. That was the first thing we did. Because as a coach, I tell you this, like, I'm glad I was diagramming plays, practicing before I became a head coach, because, man, you become a head coach, man, and you ain't never practiced diagramming plays, man. You'll be up in that huddle fidgeting.
Yeah.
Looking lost.
Yeah.
Looking lost. putting 6 circles on the court, running a play. Then you erase something. Now you only got 4 players on the court. Like, I seen it happen before.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
Was that an easy transition for you? Like being able to go from a player to then coaching?
it was easy, man. And the reason it was easy was because I was around good dudes, man. I had been prepared. I had been prepared for it. I always felt like I was a coach on the floor.
Anyway, yeah.
But I had been prepared, and then easing into that, being with Lionel Hollins my first year. I mean, he was a good dude. He was a good coach. Johnny Davis, he was a good dude, good coach. Had been a former head coach. So I was just with good dudes, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was with good dudes, so they made it easier for me. It wasn't no egos on our staff, like, you know what I mean. So it was cool.
Mm-hmm. Let me take this back full circle. When I sit back and say Damon real tight.
Oh.
I don't mean it like from a bad perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because people are like, Damon don't get it. No. I don't know. It would have to be him to talk about where he gets it from.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about, he's not the guy that's gonna think about his move before he do it. You know what I'm saying? Some people jump straight in. That's how much? Okay, I'm on with that. He gonna think about his move before he do it. You know what I mean? And we was talking one time, and after he was the first one to put me on to this.
Okay.
And he was talking about signing his contract. He talking about one of his old contracts. He said, man, well, I can't remember whether it was him doing it, but he said, look, I cut that percentage out, man. I went and got this lawyer. When you get a lawyer, you just pay him one time. You get this much money. It was either by himself or he was talking about somebody else. So I'm listening. I'm like, he said, because he's like, man, you got to save that money, man. And I'm like, all right, I get it. So now what it is now, when he said that, that's when it was years. When I looked, I said, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, because right then you sit back and say, okay, I don't see you pulling up in here in a new car all the time, like some of these other dudes. Somebody save that money, and them other dudes ain't really talking like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Only person that could talk like that at the time was probably Penny. Mm-hmm. When that new Penny was driving a Range, and then new Ghost.
And he's saving that money too.
Yeah, the new Ghost came out. Penny pulled up in the thing, the new Ghost. Like, whoa! You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, it's like everybody wasn't talking like that, and it's like nobody kind of educated them on how to do things and make sure that, like you said, you got 7 years to make it, 7 years to spend it, and then you got a real life after that. So it was like, I said, okay. So I've always peeped Damon since then. I listen to what he say, hear what he talking about. He say he like an old soul. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's like, okay, so it's just, that's how I think. I said, okay. Then he sit back and said, man, I like suits now. Like, Damon got suits. I don't know how many suits.
Yeah, I love my,
you know what I'm saying?
my suit game to be on point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he got suits, but then he got from, this is what I can say. I say, okay, he got suits, and he gonna have a couple whips that he just like. He used to like them small cars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He used to like the small cars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So other than that, it's like he wasn't walking in the gym blinging. He didn't have no posse kicking it with him. He wasn't just flashing and throwing it out. So I'm like, okay, 'cause I used to see cats walk in the gym, 80 grand in the backpack in cash. They're about to go to the club, to the strip club at night. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you being around different guys, you get a chance to see how they do things a different way. And kind of like he put me up on that as far as, because he was inside of it, and I was never inside of it at the time. I only saw it, so he showed me a different way of thinking about how to make sure. Okay, so this is what you want to look at. Mm-hmm. That's why I would never ask. All I would know is like when he say, but people think people going broke because you don't see them no more when they leave, because they out the league. I mean, they just ain't on TV no more. But my thing is, I'm like, I would ever have to be tripping up. Damon good. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Never got to worry about nothing, but I just know the way he carries himself, and he going to pass it on, show other people. You know what I'm saying?
Were you always like that when you first got in the league? Because, to get that kind of money.
Well, I mean, we all go gonna go through a phase where we spending, but the most important thing, man, is like just going back to it. I'm gonna tell you, it's like, man, unless you just, like I always tell people, like when you think about, okay, let's so you do your own math. You can do your own math, so because it's all Google. So if you made over 100 million, right? They take taxes, right? So you chop that in half.
60.
Let's say, depending on what it is, you know, it could be 60, but I'm gonna say more 55, somewhere between 48 and 55. Okay, so let's just say you like the finer things in life. so let's just chop another 15, 20 off of that. So let's just do the math on that, right?
You're down to 25.
So do you wanna live another 50 years? Or you wanna die in the next 20 years? I wanna live another 50 years. So when you start doing the math on that, man, that's how you lose your money. That's my whole point. And so what I said was that, and this quote played back in my mind when I got older. Isaiah Thomas, man, there's a lot of money in the game. So my whole thing is that, man, don't play all these years and do all this stuff and then let them chew you up and spit you out, man. Get something from it. So I used to always hear dudes say this, and you've been around pros and you're gonna hear, man, I'm retiring, man, I ain't doing nothing. I said, I'm retiring, man, I'm gonna go do something. I said, man, because I gotta still make sure I'm getting this paper. See, because the way you be in the trick bag is when you're spinning and ain't nothing coming in. That's when you're in the trick bag. So I said, I don't gotta do nothing strenuous. I said, but I'm a hustle. You know, that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I have my little side businesses and everything and all that, man. But the reality of it is, what I was known for was playing ball. You know, and to this day, man, I mean, you know, the biggest thing I do, man, you know, I got appearances, I got, you know, I'm still signing cards, doing autograph signings and stuff like that, man. It's like, for me, man, that's big, and it ain't big for the money. It's big because I did things right. Because everybody can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody can't do that. You know, it's
kind of protecting your legacy.
Yeah, it's being able to still be on a first name basis. Your phone ring, people still calling you. I can call people, and the reason they picking up my call, want to know why? Because I don't need nothing from them. You know, that's the biggest thing, man. I'd rather, I tell people this all the time, man. I'd rather own the bank $1 million than owe somebody some money in the streets. Because every time you see that dude in the streets and you know you owe some money, like, it's just like, first of all,
look at you sideways.
First they looking at you sideways, and then you can't never get nothing new because they counting your money now. Like, it's just a whole bunch of different things, man. And at the end of the day, man, it's just, you know, you got to be comfortable in your own skin, man. And I was never a big dude. I was a little dude. And, you know, this NBA never defined me. I always knew who I was, man. And
that's why you can roll up in the Ford Taurus and don't give a damn.
And you gotta know who you are, man.
Yeah.
You gotta know who you are.
You probably get lost.
I just, you know, the unfortunate thing about it is, you know, you see dudes that get so caught up in it, and you know, the dudes that I can remember in the league, man, that the guys I played with, who they were young guys and they got caught up, like, man, what you doing, Doc? You rolling with him, like,
like
man, you ain't got his money.
Yeah.
You know, and what he do, like, you know, you can't do. You know, you know.
Stay in your lane.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
What you think about what LeBron did with his conglomerate, his crew, his people?
Guys.
Man, you know what? That's where the league has changed. Because you know what? I would have did the same thing, and I regret it. I regret it. I regret it.
What you regret?
I regret that I didn't have enough confidence to say no to people, to allow certain people that were qualified. They didn't have no degrees in them, but they were qualified. They could have did it. because at the end of the day, I was the brand.
Right.
They could have did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I still got a couple dudes that I roll with that's eating pretty good right now based on things that we put in place.
Right.
You know, but man, I love what he did, what he did for his boys. I love it. And I think that it's the blueprint. I think it's the new way. And what he doing, what LeVar Ball doing, I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. You know, I'm in agreement with the delivery not always right with LeVar Ball, but to me,
It's action.
to me, it's just the act, man.
Yeah.
The act got the audience. The audience has put Big Baller Brand in position
Yes.
that now all they got to do is do their thing. Now that's the big question.
Yeah. Doing your thing.
Now he got to do his thing now, you know, because the brand is built.
Brand's
And if he do his thing,
problem.
it's gonna be
a
big.
problem. Yeah.
But he got to do his thing, you know. But you know what LeBron doing and how he did it. You know, he's done it. To me, by the time he's done, he'll go down for me as the iconic figure of revolutionizing the athlete / businessman. You know, Michael Jordan, he was kind of like that dude, and he's still number one because he's older.
Right. Right.
Because he's older.
Uh-huh.
But I think that LeBron will eclipse Jordan in terms of bread, making money, because he's a little more diverse in what he's doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Entertainment.
Yeah, he's a little more diverse. But I don't know. Now, I don't know if LeBron will be able to eclipse Jordan with the Jays though, because the Jays is the Jays. It is what it is, and that's probably the
He
best
just
shoe
beat you
ever
to
made.
that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
just what it is.
just what it is.
Yeah.
But the rest of the things that he's done, the media, the podcast stuff, the uninterrupted, all that stuff, man, it's amazing, man. He's doing a hell of a job, man, and he's created a platform, you know, that we just hadn't seen. And I mean, you know, while I'm at that, you got to throw. Even though he don't play, he's not a basketball player, but you got to throw Derek Jeter that bone too, because man, that Players Tribune, man, I thought that was the best thing ever.
Yo.
You know, the Players Tribune, man, like that's how I announced I got the head coaching job, man. He basically that platform, between that platform and what Uninterrupted is doing, they have basically taken the journalists out of the game.
Whoa.
Y'all had no idea that was Derek Jeter.
Yo.
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about that Players Tribune.
I get the email every day.
I'm sitting back rolling. I
I
get
know
a
that was
text from my
Derek Jeter.
wife. You know, I got the special ringtone.
Yeah.
And it being, I said, okay, let me see what she wants. She shooting me. Article from the Players Tribune. Yo, this is nice. You need to read this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this, my wife. She got it on the alerts on, so she read it every day. I'm like, yo, you know. So I read them all too, most of them, and the stories be. It's almost like the way they get them short. The shorts are short, sweet, to the point they hit you. It's almost like they got a damn a template. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just that good. I'm saying.
Right.
So I was like, yo, that's
I had
that's
no
what it is.
idea. I get the email every day.
Yeah.
No, I know that was Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so like it's you jumped on LeVar Ball real quick. And I agree with you. I think long as the young fella just got to do his part right now.
Yeah.
But the talent is there. We just got injury free and nothing crazy that you know the intangibles that we don't see happen. But the talent is there because he got that feel that you can't teach. You know what I'm saying? But I sit back. You know, I hear people today. I said, man, look. All y'all hating on LeVar Ball and these shoes and this and that and that. Listen, why you can't support the brother for trying to build a brand for himself? I said, but I wish y'all would go out there and buy a $1,000 iPhone X and y'all don't have to go buy some of this dude's shoes. You know what I'm saying? I say, I'm a guy like I say, you gotta try to support people. And we've been a group of people for so long that if I can't have it, I ain't gonna let you have it either. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, look, let's split it up 3-4 ways. make a nice pie, then we get another pie, we can split it up 2 ways next time. Or even if it's more of us come in, it's a bigger pie, everybody got a bigger slice, you know what I'm saying? And this your slice is equivalent to the one pie now. That you, so we don't look at that, but I like the fact that he got the Facebook, the Facebook joint out.
Yeah, they ain't doing it different, man. I mean, he's doing it different. But basically, what he's done is, man, he's taken every platform. He's the Nipsey Hussle of basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's independently owned.
Mm-hmm.
Independently owned. You know what I mean? And what he's doing, man, is it's really amazing. I mean, the way his sons. I mean, he's done it different the whole time. Like everybody was. I remember the first time I seen Lonzo Ball play. Like to me, I feel like I was the first dude to see him play.
Mm-hmm.
Like seen him play in a pump tournament, back gym. Okay, wasn't nobody. It was in between all the big games.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was 2 people there. Me and Curtis Townsend. This when I was in Arizona. Me and Curtis Townsend.
Old school name.
And like, man, who the hell is this dude right here, man? That's throwing these outlet passes and dropping these dimes, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Pops is up there, loud as can be back then.
Same old.
Mom sitting on the end of the bench coaching, Dad on the front of the bench coaching.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they've been like that from day one. That's what they've been doing. Man, they played in the same tournament in Anaheim for 4 years. I think they showed up. I think Lonzo played in one Adidas event.
Mm-hmm.
Might have played in one Adidas event.
Wow.
You know, but I like what he's doing, man. I mean, I like what he's doing. I mean, he's created a brand, and I think that once Lonzo, man, if he just go out there and don't embarrass himself, if he go out there and don't embarrass himself, I will say this: he will get in terms of endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
He will skyrocket to number 2 behind LeBron James. As long as he don't embarrass himself.
So
that's just my opinion.
As a player, as a former player, right? You got a kid like that coming in with all the hype.
Right.
Does that make the league players embrace that kid, or want to tear that kid head off?
Man, I mean, that's a good question. But one thing that I give Lonzo Ball credit on is that, he seems to be a humble dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they got their hype, man, and they just go do their thing.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Play the flag.
Yeah. And so, he seems to be a humble kid. But I don't really look at the NBA that way. I think the old NBA was that way. They might not embrace him. Mm-hmm. But I think this new NBA, with all this money going around, like everybody eating.
Yeah.
Like it's different now, man. Like, everybody eating, man. They paying the ninth man $90 million. Like everybody eating. Everybody eating. And see, when I was playing, everybody wasn't eating.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the difference.
Yeah. That's interesting though. 'Cause I always wondered, like, when he finally get there, will he be embraced, just predicated off of what's been going on in the media with his family and his dad and all that?
I think that man, he got the perfect person to guide him in Magic Johnson, man.
Mm-hmm.
From a basketball and a business standpoint.
Facts. He got that magic out there.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We was talking earlier about just the power of words and things that you speak, and they come into existence in a lot of cases. And I remember his dad always talked about him being a Laker. You know what I'm saying? he gonna be a Laker.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we gonna send Melo. He gonna go to UCLA. We gonna do. So it's like he been speaking this stuff,
Right.
and it's just been happening for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's just that's more, to me, that's more amazing to see, because he ain't fell on his face yet. Everything he said didn't happen.
Nah.
And like I was telling Lo earlier, like, to me, Big Baller brand is not like an attractive brand or name. They just got so much hype behind it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing really sexy about it.
Right.
It's just that they've been producing.
I mean, you know the thing about it too, man. I mean, you know, the first shoe they had. I mean, the first shoe that you know, the first prototype that came. I mean, I thought it was solid. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
No.
It wasn't terrible by any means.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't terrible at all. I mean, I've seen way worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you know, I just, you know, I mean, it is gonna get better. You know, right now it's generic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they in the infant stages. You know, and if you really know business, you know they ain't got a lot of bread behind them. You know, they probably ain't had to fund it with, you know, Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, until it hit. You know, he. You know, I mean, I know Lonzo hit, and I don't know how their family dynamic work, but I do know business, and I just know, like right now, that I know they smart enough. They ain't just putting liquid up in that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so, you know, it's still on the generic stage, but it's gonna get to a point, man, to where you know it'll take off, and eventually, I think that somebody will step to the table and and you know come in a partnership with them. Now, I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be who they want. You know, I'm surprised. Like now I'm just talking out loud, but I don't remember. I think they're owned by somebody. You know who I thought was gonna, you know, who would step to the table and kind of partner with them. I thought Reebok might do that. Who's Reebok owned by? Y'all know? I don't know.
Adidas now, right?
Is it Adidas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's probably why.
I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the reality of it is, at the end of the day, if Alonzo Ball is big enough. I mean, it's not like people rocking Reeboks. They might as well go ahead and go in conjunction with Big Baller Brand.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Because like I said, if that kid does anything remotely close to what's being projected, as far as, you know, rookie of the year,
look, man, if he can
almost
come out,
making the playoffs,
if he can come out there and be close to a double-double, I'm telling you, man, as long as he don't embarrass himself, he gonna have some big games.
Absolutely.
If he can just maintain consistency.
There it is.
You know, because the thing about it, man, in that league, man, it's a grind, man. It's a grind, man. It's 82. It's 82 of them, man. And he in the West, man, dude's gonna be coming at his neck.
Yeah.
He got some killers at PG.
Man, let's go there real quick, because I want to say that real quick. Then we got to circle back about recruiting. I want to talk to you about just the recruiting part now that you're in college. But man, it's so hard to believe that Dame Lillard has not made an All-Star team in 4 years. He in the West.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Every night in that West, he got to he got somebody coming at him every night. Now you got the other rookies that's going to be coming at you because.
We got Fox there now.
Fox got there. Phoenix got somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I think that it's just unfortunate, man. You know, it's been some dudes. But what's gonna happen is that, you know, I think he got action this year because I think that the one dude that can fall off in terms of numbers is Chris Paul. That's just my opinion. I just, you know, the ball. I mean, I'm
talking about Dame Lillard.
Yeah. So I think Dame can probably slide up in that spot to me. You know, and the only way, you know, and I mean, obviously they don't win a lot of games now. The only way I could see CP making it, you know, is obviously he's voted in by the coaches. But you know, I think he gonna get credit for, you know, because to me his numbers will go down, but he'll still get credit for being on that good team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll get credit for being on that good team, but you know Russ is gonna be an all-star. You know, at the point, you know,
Steph Curry gonna be there.
Steph Curry. Who else we got? Who made it last? And Chris Paul. No, Chris didn't make it last year. He didn't make it last year. Chris Paul didn't make it last year, so it was Steph.
How they doing it now? They doing
Steph and Russ
Two
was the
guards.
starters, right?
No, Russ came off the bench.
Yeah, he
came
came.
out. He gonna be the MVP.
James Harden was
James Harden started.
Yeah, it's guards and forwards, right? No centers. It wasn't like the new format.
Rules,
Well,
new
yeah.
format.
Who was the guards last year?
James Harden.
Steph Curry, James Harden. I'm just looking at point guard, but we just talking
You know,
about
all four from the five of them from
the
Golden
Warriors.
State Warriors made it. 4.
Steph Curry, Steph, Harden, Thompson,
Mm-hmm.
Gordon Hayward,
Mm-hmm. You made it last year.
Westbrook. That's 5. Man, we missing one, man.
Yeah.
We
You
missing
said
one.
Harden again?
He said James. He did say
We
James.
missing one, man. We missing one. We missing a guard.
Let me go with this.
Mm-hmm.
We missing a guard for sure, though. We missing a guard. I'm trying to think.
We're no Minnesota.
San Antonio.
Chicago. That's the East.
San Antonio. Houston. Dallas didn't have nothing. Memphis didn't have nothing.
Conley didn't.
New Orleans didn't have nothing. Portland didn't have
All right, let
nothing.
me get it to you right now.
Minnesota didn't have.
You missing Kawhi Leonard? Because you still going.
Yeah, he's still
going
considered
guard
yeah.
for us. You had Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, DeMarcus